What's up, my friends? Look at this. This is the Keepers Hive that I've had since the spring, and today we're going to get in here and see how they're doing. Now look at this. I had to add another super box on top because they had mostly filled up this first honey super here. Most of the brood box is, all of it is contained down here in this lower deep. And what we're going to do today is inspect a few frames, make sure we have a good laying queen down here and all is well in the brood area. Then we're going to take a look and see, have they done much with these frames that I put up here about 14 days ago. And what about here? So let's get in here and take a look how the bee's doing in the new Keepers Hive. Okay, we'll start by smoking down here on the entrance. This is to neutralize guard bees. And as advertised, you always want to sit down when you're working the Keepers Hive. That's the whole reason that I bought this Keepers Hive with my own money, is because I wanted to be able to do what they say. They say you can do a complete inspection while sitting down. Now look at this. You get to open this little thing and have a little window. You can look at what's going on. They advertise too that you can keep your notes in here. I could write down, I could have a list of things that I want to do or check off things that I see in this hive. And I think they have modified this a little bit. This is one of their earlier models that I picked up over the winter. So I think all these little pieces kind of connect differently now. But anyway, this is kind of like a piece that goes where the frames are held. So it looks like it's been nicely propolized. A lot of people that I've talked to about this hive, a lot of them are suspicious that the propolis is going to be a real issue. And so it hasn't been so far. Now it's July, so this would be a good chance to see how has the propolis fared. Now there's a lot of propolis there, but it came out pretty easily. So we'll set that aside for now. And there's another one on the other side. It is a little bit hard. I think you could just pull the handle, but I'm going to just give it a little push with my hive tool. Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely hard. It's definitely got some propolis in there. Maybe I'm supposed to take this window off first. That would have probably helped, but I'm going to do it this way. So let me please encourage you to subscribe. It means a lot to me when you guys subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell, give me a thumbs up. Now let's take a look, see where the queen is. All right, let's take off our window. Let's see how it comes off. It's pretty tight. There we go. Use our hive tool to do a little prying on this end and this end over here. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Now we have access to the bees. Put all of our little pieces there. And we'll get some smoke. What we're looking for in this inspection is we want to make sure that we just see eggs and brood and larvae. We want to make sure everything is going well. Let me see, what frame can I pull up? Yeah, I can pull the first frame up. I'm looking down to make sure that I don't have comb that's stretched into the other frame, because then when I pull this one up, it will kind of tear into the comb on another frame and cause a lot of yucky stuff to happen. All right, so let's get our hive tool under there. Pry this up. Everything's moving. There's our follower board at the end that's connected to that frame. We're going to separate that as best we can. Do the same over here. Let's get this thing rolling. How are you guys doing today? Where do you live? Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know where you live. Some of you I see on the comment section a lot. I'd like to know more about you. So when you leave a comment, I think it's great if you can say your comment and then say your name. Say, hey, this is David and I live in Illinois. Sometimes when you ask questions, I have no idea where you live. And so it's hard for me to answer your question. Whether you're facing winter, summer, spring, fall, I just don't know. Well, this is being a little more challenging this time to get this frame out of here. And if you keep watching my comments, you'll see that one of the creators of this hive, George, he will often make comment about this hive. And I appreciate that from him. And if he needs to tell me I've totally screwed up, that's not how you do it, then hey, I need to hear that. I just got stung on the finger. That keeps up. I'll have to get a pair of gloves going. Let's put that frame right there so I can get that stinger out. You see that little stinger there? Doggone it. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. I put the stinger right there. So I'm going to smoke my finger. Smoking the finger actually will mask the pheromones the alarm pheromones. Smoke the stinger there too. So anyway, we'll see if they continue to act that way. If they do, I'll put my gloves on. It's a little bit of a kind of a day where bees are a bit, I think, a bit more defensive today because it's very humid and it looks like it can pour down rain any minute. I don't know if that's true, but it does look like it's going to rain. All right, let's go in and do this real slowly again. See if we just had a cantankerous bee that had a bad day. Have you ever had a bad day? You wake up and you just want to sting somebody? Oh gosh. I'm going to work in slower motion now that I've had one sting. All right, I'm going to flip this over. So we have good brood pattern. Beautiful. So there should be a round of applause for the queen on that ability to lay that kind of eggs. Same over here. Great, great, great. Now, I'm done inspecting. I could look at a few more. Well, we might as well, since this is kind of like showing you guys how this hive works. So to really inspect this properly, you're supposed to have another box nearby. You keep pulling these frames out and dropping them into another box to hold them out of the way. But in my case, I'm just going to keep looking, maybe until I can find some eggs. But I'm afraid the eggs might be a little far in there, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can go. This is the Keepers Hive. They have like a GoFundMe page or something like that. I don't know if that's a correct name, but something similar to that, where people can buy one pre-ordered, I think. Okay, that's not spotty brood because we've already seen good brood. It's just that they're starting to emerge. Birds are nice and loud today. It's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is July the 17th. This is our summer month here in the state of Illinois in the USA. For those of you watching from overseas and different countries, you're always asking, tell us where you live. Tell us what season you're in. Well, there you go. Did you hear thunder, Pat?
I heard something.
Okay. Yeah.
Under a dump truck.
Yeah, yeah. Thunder or something loud. So bees get a little more defensive with the threat of a storm coming in, like low barometric pressure, thunder, rain. It's been said that bees are a little more defensive, and that's something to keep in mind when you're working bees. I always have better luck working bees when it's really cool outside. Not cold, but cooler. A nice day, not real humid and hot. All right. Got a lot of bee bread on this frame. It looks like when the bees emerge out of the capped cells, they're adding pollen. So in the cells behind the capped brood that have emerged in the middle there, you see that's just pollen in there. Interesting, isn't it? Okay. I should have brought a box. Pat, my videographer, he said, do we need a box today? And I was like, nah. He was right, we needed a box today. Let's pull a couple more out from underneath here. It's coming my way. I don't want it to come jerking all at once and alert the bees, so I'm going to pull kind of slowly. This is when George, Nat, and Dave are probably, smacking their foreheads watching me do this. They're like, man, we're going to have to fly out there and show him how to work this box. He's crazy. He's not doing it right. Okay, good brood pattern there. And they have a lot of good resources of pollen and bee bread around them. Yep, I like everything I'm seeing. Let me look what else we got going on. It just keeps on being the same as we go. So I just feel like this part of the inspection should be over. I do see that we have larvae. Let me show you on the, maybe the camera can pick it up, but eggs and larvae on the outside edge of the capped brood. So that tells me that we've got a queen in there. All right, so let's, now when you want to put the hive back together, keep working in slow motion, slow movements. It's tempting to rush a closure, but you don't want to do that, because if you rush it, then bees can get excited again. So keep working in very slow movement. Bees actually can see pretty darn fast, and they're alerted by fast movements, so slow movements. All right, well, we got stung once on the finger so far, and we have to be careful that we don't get stung again by moving too quickly. And then we're going to look at our honey supers and see what kind of stuff is in the supers. All right, so this one should slide over to the next one. Wonderful. I do like sitting down, and I haven't had to pull up any deep, heavy boxes and hurt my back. Did I show you this frame?
No.
Oh, I don't think so, yeah.
Because I was wondering.
Yeah, but if you look at that beautiful frame of capped over honey, and actually a little more beautiful on the other side. You ready?
Yep.
Because it's totally capped over. And that white wax, the worker bee has wax glands, 4 on each side underneath their abdomen, so that makes 8. And between the ages of 12 and 17 days old, they produce wax glands. Or they produce wax flakes, and that's what they use to cap over this honey when it's at the right moisture level. 16, 17, 18%. All right, let's put this back in there slowly. Don't let it drop into place, let it land carefully. Move slowly back and smoke. Yeah, I got one bee looking into my finger saying, hey, I smell alarm pheromone. And I'm like, yeah, I know you do. All right. Let's put this part back together and then we'll take a look at our honey supers. Okay, here goes this piece here. I think that goes on last. Let's yeah, because I took that off last. Let's put that on last. Okay, so we'll put these little end pieces on. The first one goes back here in the back. And this just kind of nicely trims off the frames, makes them sit in there nicely. Oh, they go in a lot easier than they come out, I'll tell you that. All right. Perfect. And now we'll put our window on. Cool, very good. Oh, there's one bee in there. There we go. I got a closing issue. Let's see what that's caused from. Not quite settling down good. So it has to be the window's not centered, perhaps? All right, let's try the window centered better. Yep, that did it. Very good. All right, now let's get into these supers and see what kind of honey we have in the hive. This was the box that I added, and I want you guys to leave a comment if you know where this box came from. This box has a rich history of my life as a beekeeper. So Pat, show them, it says 94 back here, number 94. I covered up a screen hole. Let's see, what else, anything? Oh, I had to add this piece on here, not gonna tell you why. Had to add this piece to cover up something, and look at the front. This is gonna be a giveaway. The front, I wrote this on there a long time ago, maybe a decade ago. K9 has screen on it. So some of you may know, if you follow my channel all these years, you might say, oh, I know what that is. I know what you did. Leave a comment if you think you know the origin of this box. Oh, small hive beetle. Me saw some beetles. I've got Gardex guarding the soil down below us. And it got rained on, but I saw beetles when I took that lid off. Okay, so I put this box on here, I don't know, 14 days ago, let's say, roughly. 10 to 14 days ago, because they had filled up the one below them, so we'll see what this one looks like. Grab some frames. Nothing going on that frame. Let's look at the next one. Here's a Acorn Frame. Nicely drawn out. Look at that. And got a lot of nectar. Where'd those beetles go? Okay, I like that. Starting to be drawn out over here. Not a lot of nectar being put in there just yet. So we're going to put this against the wall. We're going to do some checkerboarding. We're going to put that empty frame more in the center now. See if we can rush it getting drawn out. Let's look at this next one. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. Ooh, got some weight to it. What's going on? A lot of nectar in that frame. Look at that. Beautiful. Starting to be capped over a little bit at the top. It's above a queen excluder. Okay. Got a little spacing problem in the bottom from the box that I added. That was my fault. The box has a little bit too much space down there. That's okay. It'll be fine. Slow motion. Let's see what the next one looks like. Gotta pull it loose from the bottom comb. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Boy, this hive has gone to town. Look at that. Wonderful. And on the other side, they're starting to cap it off at the top. That means the moisture level is getting correct at the upper side of it. Let's look at one more. See what it looks like. Don't you love a J hook? Leave a comment if you love a J hook. The J hook is just the letter J. And so the reason it's so nice, this one in particular, I did ground that smaller. I grind these hooks a little narrower so that they can fit into places like this very easily. Slow motion. When I get stung on the finger, it only hurts for like 2 or 3 minutes and then doesn't hurt anymore. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Try and get it not to drip too bad. This was an old frame and they did a great job drawing it out. I've had it for quite a while. Finally put it in working position in a hive like this. All right, you want to take this box off and go one deep? I don't want to. I'm not going to. It's a little bit too much for me to do that right now because of the way the comb is down there. So we're going to leave that there. But we are going to checkerboard this. Normally you do checkerboard supers, not so much brood area. You can, but true checkerboarding calls for checkerboarding the supers. So we're going to put this empty frame right in the middle. Make them do some work on it. Okay. Balance everything toward the middle a little bit better like that. I wish I knew where those small hive beetles went. I have no idea, but I did see about 3 of them take off. These tops, I created this concept of these tops when I was trying to figure out how I can have really good ways to have a lot of mating nooks at one time without having to make a lot of wood. So all my mating nooks are this size here of like a nuke box. And so I just make these where this aluminum actually bends in a little bit on each end. And so by what you do, you start down here and you hook it on one end like this, hook it like that, and then over to this side, you just bring the lip out further like this. See, it doesn't quite fit on the top here. It's gonna be a little shallow or making the edge, but now you can just stretch it out, let it fall over, and push it down on both ends. And it snugs it. It's just a kind of a neat way to make a little quick top like that. And not too bad, works pretty good. One of the ways that you can really help your bee yard out a lot is by having a resource hive. A little 5-frame nucleus that you can pull resources out of to support your larger hive or hives that you have. I got a video right here and I'll show you how this resource hive really recovered after I took all the frames out and just left 1,000 bees in there with the queen. Take a look, I'll see you over there.